People tell me Benjamin Asare is not comfortable with it if he can't play the ball from the back. Sibo, you can't trust him. Elijah Owusu, you can't trust him. Salis, you can't trust. So why the hell do you want to go to pass the ball? And in this current game, he dribbled the play and people are complaining. I'm like, why are we praising Ket Okreku, the FA, and Otoado for qualifiers to the World Cup against the same team and not acknowledging that it was Asare against the same team that kept the clean sheets?
Tell the people that if anybody is to complain for Ati, it should be me.
Benjamin Asare has been imposed and has been phenomenal. Well, in the World Cup qualifier, he's only conceded one goal.
Yeah.
And he's been number one, but he's also 30 years old.
33.
Oh, don't do that.
33 years old.
Don't say those things.
Oh no!
But
that's his age.
Just relax.
Let's bloom out. Let's bloom out. It is not a story. I think it's 40 years.
It's relevant.
I have done football.
He's also 33 years old.
Yeah.
And his performances have divided opinion. There are a very strong group that have said, what a remarkable story. You know, made his debut very late, but he's become mainstay. And it's just another story of how you should never give up. And that he's cemented his place as number one, undeniably. Going to the World Cup, he will be there, big stage at 33. What a story. What a story. There are others that say, he's not faced a lot of shots. Yeah, the quality of shots he's faced are not good. Asare hasn't been tested. Just like Otto, if he goes to the World Cup, he'll be exposed. So we need better goalkeeper going to the World Cup. Actually, I want to start from you on that point. Where do you stand on this whole conversation around Benjamin Asare? Why are people still not convinced about his ability, despite what he's markedly done with the Black Stars since he joined?
It is witchcraft. The Brits, they will say witchery. Yesterday, I used that word on Twitter and someone came to ask me what it means. It's nothing more than witchcraft because I don't see how you can wish, and that's what it is. You wish that your national team backline will be exposed, that they should face high quality shots so that you can say that the goalkeeper is like. So we should deliberately put the team in harm's way. We should put ourselves in harm's way just to convince some people about the quality.
Because it's not Asare's fault that the team isn't conceding high quality chances or whatever.
That's not even true.
That could also be his fault.
Go on.
The coaching, when coaches set up teams, the ideal situation is that the reason people worry about rest defense is to prevent chance creation for as much as possible, is to limit the opponent's access to their goal area. So Arteta will take an uneventful game if he can sneak a 2-0. Yeah? Even if he's winning by 5-0. And it's not just Arteta. That is how coaches think. When they set up their teams, the whole idea is to prevent the opponents from having any significant goal threat. So there's the idea that we should wait for the back line to be exposed. That there are people who are actually wishing that the team is exposed. We face chances. We concede chances and face shots. Just so they can be... You be the who? Like, who are you?
Are you saying it's not legitimate for people to think that because it's not been tested,
I'm saying that
they have reservations?
I'm saying that...
Isn't that a fair position to have?
I'm saying that You see, there is saying that we should be measured in our ratings of him because there are bigger responsibilities ahead.
That has not been tested.
And born out of that, you can expand it to accommodate what you are saying. But narratives are funny. You can say exactly that, but not in the manner that we've seen people say. What people are saying is like the doomsday prophecies that it is going to happen and that we want it to happen. So we tell you people that, we have seen the last time Asare was communicating with his defenders. The last game that we played against Chad, someone made a point, and yesterday I highlighted it on the spaces, that the person said the centre backs, and I'm pointing to Zicho because he is aware of that conversation. He was on that thread too. The person said the centre backs are reluctant to pass to Asare. And I said, how is that a flaw in Asare's game? More to the point,
Are
the
they not
person.
trying to imply that they don't trust him?
Wait, the person.
nonsense.
The person then added and said, opponents are going to plot around that. I said, okay, if I'm a coach, and coaches, if I'm wrong, he would explain it better. You plan around signs of susceptibility, signs of weakness.
What do you know that's what kind of food do?
You plan around weaknesses or signs of weakness, right? If a team shows that they could be exploited in this area, that is what you plan around. So you don't just forecast in, like, you don't just manufacture scenarios in your head and say, this thing can happen. So no. The rest of it is what you plan with the strength of your players. So if another team is going to press our backline or the goalkeeper, it will be because they have players who can execute it. Not because there has been a noticeable flaw in the way our centre backs pass from the back or the way Asare received the ball from the back. Do you get the point I'm making? So when you say that because the teammates are not passing the ball to him, someone is going to interpret that to mean that Asare is poor at receiving the ball, and the angles with which he receives, the weight on the touch to receive, how he places those passes, you are silly. And we are before. Wow. But more to the issue of how he got into the team, because look, we're very dishonest people.
Does it really matter? Who are those?
We're very dishonest people. In March, when Asare made his debut,
very short-sighted, actually, is what you're saying.
No,
like, we are not thinking.
No, what I really want to say is that we are dishonest people.
Okay, I'm listening.
I have a column every week on my Joy Line called Hindsight. In March, when Asare made his debut, and I've shared that article on my Twitter yesterday, I wrote a feature on why, Asare or not, the next Black Stars coach or the current Black Stars coach, it was inevitable that they would look beyond the two goalkeepers or the three at the time, because there had been enough body of work for 5 different Black Stars coaches to look at, and none of them were convinced with the performances of Lawrence Atizigi and then Joseph Wallacott, as well as Manaf. As for Manaf, I don't like to mention because he has not been around for that long.
Also, he's not been...
And it's not
opportunities enough. So that's why I like to narrow it down to the two. So it could have been Manaf, like you mentioned. It could have been Asare. It could have been the other guy, Jacob Adams, or what the name was. But by the performance of Wallacott and then Atizigi, there was enough basis for any coach to look at their numbers and say, we need to look elsewhere. Atizigi made his debut in June 2018. Yeah? He made his debut in June 2018. But since that time, up until the time that Otuado gave Asare his debut, Ziggy started 22 out of 77 Black Stars matches in that period. In percentage terms, the 23 appearances will be just 29.8%.
So he wasn't a designated number one.
No.
If he played that fraction of games
over a 7-year period,
he wasn't number one.
He wasn't. That's less than 30%.
Number one should be playing more than 50% of the game.
Yes. So the other prominent guy in the 7 years that Atizigi had been was someone who came 4 years after Atizigi came.
Wallacott.
Which goes to show you that perhaps if Wallacott had been around in the first 4 years of Ziggy's tenure in the Black Stars, maybe Ziggy's numbers would have probably been considerably less because they would have split the game time. He had a 4-year...
Even though Wallacott came 4 years later, what was his faction?
His numbers. At the time, Wallacott was coming from, and this is where I'll digress for a bit before I circle back to the point. Wallacott came from the 4th tier of English football.
True.
So when people tell you that the Ghana Premier League is an amateur substandard, yes, the league may be substandard, but the places that we have gone to look for a solution to our goalkeeping problems are not worth mentioning either.
Oh, by English 40, no better person on the league. I don't know.
That's why you say.
I'm saying that
no markedly better.
The standard over there.
Is it not?
No. There are 2 points that people have sought to use, yeah? One is the standard or the strength of the league itself. Yeah. One is the standard or the strength of the league itself. They want to use it and say that.
And the quality of the football. That's another one.
They want to use it and say that the moment you come from this league, you are automatically better. And then they look at the body of work of the player himself. At the time Wallacott made his way into the national team, who in Ghana would have said, wow, what a keeper? Did anyone give that reaction?
In fact, we all had questions. I remember being on a show with Nimli. He was like, Fourth tier.
All of us. But you see, at the time, no matter how much you disagree, I disagreed with it. But you could not argue with the logic that we need someone else to push Ziggy or to upstage
We
Ziggy.
needed to try somebody else.
Someone came in from the 4th tier. And here's the thing. Wallacott came there on October 9, 2021, made his debut. I think it was a World Cup qualifier in that game against Zimbabwe. Since that time, he made 11 other appearances out of 62 matches that he was available and eligible for. That means 12 matches overall in 62. In percentage terms, that is 19.35% of 62 matches played. The one who the coaches trusted the most had 29.8%. The second most capped goalkeeper in that period, 19.3%. It was clear that the coaches in the national team at that time did not trust our goalkeeping options. And this was not one coach. This was over a 7-year period. So Kwesi Appiah, CK Akuno, Milovan Rajevac, Otuado number 1 or Otuado 1.0, then Chris Hutton, then Otuado 2.0. 5 coaches looked at all of these goalkeepers. Looked at
still split game time between them.
I wanted to use these numbers just to avoid the whole conversation of shots saved. Whatever numbers you recorded at your club, when you came into the national team, these are your numbers. Whatever you did there was what got you into the door. When you came in, what you did will be the basis for you to start the next game, for you to get the next call-up. These were the numbers, these were the report card of those goalkeepers. And so the space was ripe for a coup. At some point, someone else, be it Manaf, Nuruddin, Asare, Frederick Asare, whoever, someone else was going to be given that opportunity, and that person was going to be backed to the hilt. If you read the last paragraph of that feature that I wrote, that is what I predicted was going to happen. Because it would not make sense for you to haven't seen the body of work of these guys for 7 years and for 3 years and 7 months. Then bring in someone else and say that after 5 or 6 games, I'm going to drop the goalkeeper. Because if you drop that goalkeeper, you are going back to the same guys who 5 other coaches have not been able to trust. Okay. And so for me, the question was who and why. It could have been someone possibly more talented than Benjamin Asare. And I would not have had a problem. In fact, at the time, and here's the thing, when Asare was called into the team, it was met, in fact, beyond the call-up, when he made the debut in that game, it was met by surprise, not outrage. People were surprised that he got the nod, but nobody was angry.
A few people somewhere.
A few, but
we know them.
Largely, nobody was angry. When I say nobody, in that context, that he had gotten the nod. But Asare did not exactly fall from the sky. He had been in the national team pool for 5 years. Go to GhanaFA.org, all of you watching, or key in Ghana's provisional squad for the World Cup 2022. Go back to the 2021 squads. Sicho knows that story very well because at the time when Asare was called up, big on Ghana Premier League commentary then. Asare was part of the provisional World Cup squad. 6 months before, he had made the provisional AFCON squad. And
he's always been on radar.
The coaches at the time had a conversation with him and told him that he was not far off the squad, but at the time, he was around number 5 or number 6. Behind, and check this, Manaf Nuruddin, Jojo Wallacott, and Lawrence Atizigi.
Abalura.
You can even
Abalura was part and Richard Ofori. And Richard Ofori.
Richard Ofori, yes. Yeah. Yes, so thank you. So that's why he was number 6. Yeah. Those 5 were ahead of him. In the 4 years that have followed Ofori since 2021, and then after Ofori has.
Where is retired?
Oh, he's retired.
We have retired.
No, he retired.
Now, nobody has retired Asare.
No,
he knows.
Ofori, he retired himself. In the 4 years that has followed, or the 3 since the World Cup, this is what Ofori did to himself. Manaf Nuruddin, Ziggy, and Wallacott have shared the responsibilities for the 3 years that have followed. Yeah. If you like, discount the 4-year head starts that Ziggy had. But since he got into that provisional squad, this is the history of those guys. Those guys got 4 more years. 2021, late 2021 to 2022. Those guys had 4 more years or 3 years and change. And still, nobody was able to lock down a position in the team. So it was only natural that you then look into that pool. Are we not the same people who always say that we don't like surprise call-ups? We like players who are from the same national pool. So if you rank the best performing Ghanaian midfielders, whoever is called up, whether he is in the national pool, the list that the FA work with or not, when every fair, objectively informed mind draws a list of the best performing Ghanaians in that position, the person has to rank among the best players there. Isn't that what we see? So if the 5 ahead have, over the period, taken themselves out of the equation, logically, the next on the list has to be Benjamin Asare. And you see, in terms of his trajectory, Asare is not a new name, even outside of being in the national pool. Yesterday, Akoto reminded me that, and I had to check the Sporting Mirren list for that Ghana Premier League game in 2009. 16 years ago, he was playing in the Ghana Premier League. So he's a late bloomer. There could be things in his game that he has to improve on. And I think there are noticeable flaws. The way he claims crosses and those things, there are issues that he can improve on. But for the period that Asare has been in the national team, has his performance been without question? Ultimately, that is the most important conversation for me. So when he makes a mistake, we can independently assess that and say that he has to improve. But until then, our analysis of the goalkeeping situation needs to reflect our history and how we got here.
Yeah. I mean, that's a brilliantly espoused point from Ayew. Sicho,
yes, sir.
We don't have a lot of time left, because I also wanted us to talk about
Jordan.
I'll do it brief. Jordan, I met him yesterday, cry.
Nice.
At Alisa,
At Alisa for my real question around Asare is this: why is it that a player whose performances, whose position has actually been an area of strength for the team, how is it that for whatever reason is what is under scrutiny?
Yeah. I think it's largely because of people's personal interest and the perception people have around who a goalkeeper should be in 2025. Right? So people look at Benjamin Asare and it's not typically the goalkeeper they see play in their so-called modern game. But if they are smart, they'll realize that the trend is even shifting quite a bit. And the way keepers have to behave is even shifting from what it used to be 3 years ago. And Benjamin Asare is not a player that, and again, there's always been undertones, and I love the undertones. It happens everywhere in the country, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm a Kotoko fan, Frederick Asare was there, he never got the opportunity Asare gets, Benjamin Asare gets. Mm-hmm. Now Benjamin Asare comes and all of that. So all those undertones have been there for a while. And then there's a heartful goalkeeper all of a sudden in the post. And I love that. If you go to Spain, it happens. Real Madrid. I remember there's a call up that there was no Real Madrid player in the Spanish national team. Like the Madrid fans were like, we're not going to support the team. They're not going to win. It was Luis Enrique's Spain. Mm-hmm. And Luis Enrique, of course, is a Barca guy who has played for Madrid before, but very much known with Barca. And there were all those undertones. Even in England, people look at the London boys and then people in Manchester. It's there. Those things are there. So those undertones were a little bit there, right? Which is fine. But I think we've gravitated from that. Many people who thought the Kotoko has a thing, they moved on from that. Then there are the so-called tacticals and the newbies who also have their own preferences on who a goalkeeper should be. They are allowed on social media and they are able to also impact people's thinking. So all of those things have played a part. Let's not downplay it. But here's the thing. Look, people tell me Benjamin Asare is not comfortable with it if he can't play the ball from the back and all of that, so it's a problem. And I ask you, who the hell in that Black Stars back line is good enough with the feet? All of them are average at best. Jiku is not a brilliant footballer when playing out from the back. Salisu is terrible at it. He can't even turn. Gideon Mensah is not, you can't trust him. The best amongst them now is Kalebi Yenchi, even that lack of experience. So sometimes, look, the best in our baseline, the best ball playing player is Partey. Partey has to drop some 40 yards to come and help. Sibo, you can't trust him. Elijah Owusu, you can't trust him. Salis, you can't trust. So why the hell do you want the goalkeeper to pass the ball? No, think about it.
Yeah.
Everybody at the back is not comfortable with playing the ball from the back. So why is the goalkeeper the first point of contact? If you have defenders who are so comfortable and they are showing up and begging for the ball, and the goalkeeper is going over them, they are looking
Then
at
you can have a conversation.
even that one. Pickford has been in England's post and is gone to the Euro final twice. Saved the penalty from a player no keeper could save a penalty from, Jorginho. Then Rashford, Sancho, and then and Saka did their thing. He went back to the final. Pickford, he was kicking the ball long. He went to the World Cup semis. He was kicking the ball long. City have let go Edison. Who did they bring in? Donnarumma, Odimobo. Good. So my point is, the overthinking of who a goalkeeper should be is stupid to begin with. And now, when people tell me,
one can't stop it, Nadine.
stupid. And when people tell me, right? Look, I analyze this based on the team. The Ghana team we have, play from the back is not a premium option. It's not. Nobody should convince. Nobody should convince anybody we are capable.
It's not a luxury we have.
No.
Now,
I'll give you examples.
Jiku will not. Anytime he goes long, he gives it.
Yes, Jiku long ball.
So if you're going long, right? Doesn't find
He gives it away.
That was
Yes.
your uncle ball shot back.
And look, and friends, even on that point, when Benjamin Asare gets the ball, a back pass, he might not look pleasant
Clean.
on it, but he never fluffs it.
Yeah, he executes it well.
And he doesn't pick the obvious pass you think you go side. He's able to go down the middle to beat a first phase of the press to set the team going. Haven't we seen that a lot of times?
So many times.
And in this current game, he dribbled the play and people are complaining. I'm like, my bottom.
They say he invited pressure on himself.
You
What
see,
sort of pressure?
and it shows somebody told me that I've not played football. Oh, but we'll team now. You see, when he took the first touch, it was a brilliant first touch because he knew exactly what he was doing. He was baiting the player.
Yeah.
Because the point is, the angle the ball was coming from was very central. Now, you don't want the ball to go central to your goalkeeper. You want it to be off your goalkeeper.
Yes.
So he took the ball to his right
Away.
and deviated the guy's run to his right, opened up his left channel, knowing he would dribble to his left.
Yes.
When he dribbled to his left, Salisu was open. But in behind Salisu was somebody who was charging.
Yes.
The goalkeeper read all of that and bypassed the first three players of the press of the opponent in trying to find Semenyo. Of course, he couldn't find Semenyo, but who completes 100%? Ayew Cruz. Who completes 100% passes?
That he's taking the ball away
He
from
took
that
the
area.
ball, and in fact, the ball, when the ball went, they also couldn't keep the ball, so he came back to Gideon Mensah. The ball went long. Semenyo couldn't win it. Gideon Mensah won it. Do you know how high Gideon Mensah was? So who could he have passed the ball to? It couldn't have been Jiku. It couldn't have been Salisu. It couldn't have been Irenchi. He baited this guy, dribbled him brilliantly, and kicked the ball and went long. Almost found Semenyo.
And it's become a point of complaint.
And it's become a point of complaint because you think that his touch was heavy. I'm like, no, his touch was a bit. And how many times you know see Hazard and Ronaldo show a little bit of the ball? You show a little bit of the
I
ball.
think it's born out of maybe a disregard or disrespect or
Of his skill sets.
yes,
And
the
his
thing that he
intelligence.
doesn't
He
have
has the mind.
of his intelligence.
If Manonia did what he did, like, hey, Manonia, or Shadano did ball,
How many times we've seen him?
give out the ball, please.
See, I don't even think it is what you said. The people who are making all the noise,
They have no knowledge.
They are not
don't know this.
intelligent enough to appreciate it the way Sicho has done.
And
They're hiding it behind Asare's
ball
insecurity.
there,
That's it.
ball if I the dribble, if you come, I go fit set the ball. If say you go fit take, but you can gaju. Then yeah. So I know these things. You like they are on my fingertips.
You be guy.
Where the other thing that annoys me is you can read all the stats you want to read, but there are things about football that are soft touches that you have to be involved to understand. Listen, if Ghana had been conceding chances and goals, and all of a sudden against similar teams, Ghana is no more conceding these chances and goals, and for the large chunk of the time, the back line and the midfield that was conceding chances or that were conceding chances are the same. The difference has been the goalkeeper. How dare you tell me that it is luck that we are not conceding chances? When goalkeepers are communicating with their centre backs and their defenders, do you hear? So it might as well be Asare, who is a good communicator or a great organizer.
Yes.
So instead of maybe if Jiku is going
Because
to,
that cannot just be down to pure luck.
I'm saying it's against the same players. And let me
The
tell
others were
you, let me
conceding.
tell you, Benjamin Asare area ball claims. He's getting better. So look, when Asare got into the team, he didn't even think he would start. He didn't even think he would wear jersey. He didn't even think he would play. It took him by surprise. So of course there will be nerves. So you see him sometimes like, But now he's growing into it, Papa. He's come to understand in his head and his heart that I'm number one. Opa Betumi. When Asare is not come to claim the ball, he's comfortable. Listen, he's a goalkeeper. He will make some mistakes. All the top goalkeepers will make it. But when it's in the post, in the game against
Mali.
No. Nancy Hendrich here.
Central Africa.
Central African Republic. Yeah. Gideon Mensah had a ball. He was being pressed and he was locked. And he had cut the ball in field. He couldn't find Salisu. Our midfielders were blocked. Do you know what happened? The player marking Salisu was getting close to Salisu to block the passing lane. Benjamin Asare left his line, made himself available on the D to receive the pass. Yes, the ball didn't go to him. Many people didn't see that play.
Because he wasn't involved.
I saw the play, and I'm looking at a goalkeeper who is confident enough to step off the line, get to the D, and tell Gideon.
But he had
to
read,
give his player
he had read the
He had
situation
read the
that
danger
he
Gideon
was the only
in.
probable
Luckily for Gideon,
outlet.
Pate popped up. He gave the ball to Pate, and Pate did his thing. I'm looking at all those little things. I'm like, this is not Asare who came to the Black Stars. This is an Asare who now understands that I've arrived. Look, we've seen Atizigi. We've seen, where do they play?
St. Gallen.
What is the quality of shots they face there? Who are the players there? Where Nuruddin, how many times does he even keep?
Even that, I don't think it's about Atizigi.
No, that is what they are bringing. No, coach, that's what they are bringing. So that's what I want to say.
Coach, that's the undertone that he's talking
I'm
about.
talking about. You see,
It's one of them.
It's one of them. But you see, when Atizigi...
Coach, I don't know if you've noticed, but there is a pro-Ati camp that is
Nobody-
undermining Asare.
The best person to complain about is me.
Osendia or
Yeah, I'm aware.
Atizigi,
That is my son.
Yes.
I unearth him.
Yes.
So if I'm not complaining, all those people who are complaining, they should shut the hell up.
That's right.
So
I want this to go live. Tell the people that if anybody is to complain for Ati, it should be me.
But you have what?
All those people who are complaining is because of Kakra Omunyafi and Kolano. Me Akola don't
So they don't like the truth.
On share me that. On to me share me so. But I took him from nowhere
And took him to the academy.
got him
And
his
you
first
continue
call
to support him.
his first call up into the national under 17, national under 20, and the Black Stars. I took him.
Yes.
So if anybody is to complain for him, I should be the one complaining. I've kept quiet. I sat here on several. I said he needed somebody to get him to set up.
Wake up call. No, it's serious. So,
can't
you
hear.
see, the thing about Asare too.
What is that?
Is look, he might not have faced the shots people want to see him face. We agree. Asare too must know that just like all the other keepers, if he flops,
He will be taking that. Finish.
But at the moment,
He's not fluffing.
Benjamin clean sheet Asare. Okay,
You
Benjamin clean
sheet.
sheet. Now people
The
are
fact
telling
that
that.
people are even undermining the clean sheet just
People are
because
telling-
they want to
Look,
make a
let
point.
me make this example. We praised Otto here that Otto has done well. We've praised Jordan that he's made 7 goals, 7 assists. Why? When Jordan got the ball in the attack, did we all of a sudden go and bring the defenders from Germany to come and defend that scenario? Or it was the same team that Benjamin Asare was keeping against that Jordan scored against?
Don't you want
If the opponent wasn't strong and we are praising Jordan 7 goals, 7
Why
assists,
are you taking
why
someone's
are we taking the credit from
Asare.
Asare?
That's a fair question.
Why are we praising Ket Okreku, the FA, and Otoado for qualifiers to the World Cup
And we
against the
don't
same teams
Yes.
and not acknowledging that it was Asare against the same teams that kept the clean sheets?
Look,
That is mine. For me, I have no permanent friend.
me.
Look, you know me.
Yeah.
If you are an active player, when you're madam, all my friends are
What's
So for me, until Asare shows us that he's incapable, he's Ghana's number one. I'll back. Look, that's why it's a personal project. Yesterday I started a prayer for him. It's a personal project, and I like people. Look, how do you in 2025? How are you Ghana's number one when you are keeping in Ghana Premier League? How is it? How? But when you get there and then we see you as a part. Look, and finally, coach Jordan, are you they want to go to the World Cup?
Yes.
If in training, the first choice goalkeeper normally is facing the top attackers in the team.
Yeah, that's what.
If in training, they are rehearsing set pieces with our new coach. Atizigi is not. Asare is not claiming the balls. They are playing. They are doing their shooting drills. Asare is not proving his worth. You are telling me Jordan and
They
Kudus
will walk straight to the
will
coach.
tell Otoado that World Cup no can say masa. Yeah, bro.
That's a very good point
There are
because
players with
who
influence
is the
in
place
the
to
team.
make
Yeah.
that's a very good point because
Who to Yemi Kwase was dropped?
thank you. It has
Because
happened in
of
the
the
Black
same
Stars
thing.
before.
Yeah.
So what are you saying? That Kudus, Jordan, Pate, Jiku, who will never smile, Mohamed Salisu, who has an ego.
Do you know the meaning of Jigui?
Anger.
That's the meaning of the name.
Yeah. You are
That's why it's
telling
always
me.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're telling
Jiku
me.
means anger.
You're telling me that all of these players who want to go to the World Cup will look at Asare in training, who's not doing the basic things,
Yeah, no,
and they will keep quiet.
They'll go straight to it.
Are you thinking these players are stupid?
To add to what
Fair
Siju saying,
point. You want to come in?
when Asare got his first start
Yeah.
for the Black Stars,
Yeah.
there were questions as to why. And Otto said he was more active in training.
Yeah.
That's why he earned
Yeah,
that
yeah,
start in that game.
Yeah, he said he earned it in training. Yeah.
Yes. And I was at that training, and what I saw was this. When after their normal drills and they do this trial, shooting drills and all that, the goalkeepers were not available. Asare was the one who says, "Come and let's do it." He wanted to more like an
Test
orientation,
himself.
test himself. Come, and he was saving the ball. And the House of Hope fans who were at the stadium were just
Giving fans.
were hailing him. Yes, and also seeing that we say, "Oh, they're going to play at Accra Sports Stadium." The fans are seeing what Asare is doing. This alone will add some confidence
Yes.
to the defense. Let's put him in it. And that alone earned him that start.
That's it.
And
For
he,
me,
and he,
Uchiku
he had
be
the-
there, telling Trans's goalkeeper, and then you
My
tell coach that
only-
he should play.
My only worry, which I have said, is the fact that I don't think he will be around for a long time.
Yeah, true.
That is my only worry. I've said it that when I said, look,
Because what he's done, your wish would
I
have
wish
been that.
he should be around for a longer.
okay.
And also for his age.
Yes,
That's why he's
look.
yeah.
I wish he would have been around for a longer period because look, he's a good goalkeeper. I don't know how some people read that department. I'm a coach. I don't want my goalkeeper to be passing the ball with his feet. Even the man who invented that
has changed.
has changed.
Coco Bolong.
And
not
when,
for
when they
a
asked him that
shot
question,
You saw his answer.
You, you know, he said, why have you gone to bring a goalkeeper that who is not? He said he's very huge.
He's very huge.
Huge.
He's huge.
But he
I'm not going
answer
to.
the question
he said,
that
he said,
He's intentional.
yes,
he said,
moving away from
he said,
Even
I'm not
the
going to
Pep
ask him. Pep said, I'm not going to ask him to do what he cannot do.
yeah.
No, even the Pep Guardiola, when he had Edison went longer than any most of the
Yeah.
play.
That's why he has so many assists.
Yeah.
He was going long.
Edison Bolong walking.
So-
Maybe say
so-
accurate. Two who say long, but who say long pass.
So the point
That's
is
why he has
that,
so many assists, actually.
so friend, look, they should stop that. The bottom line is goalkeeping department. A Drew Swan.
Yes. 206 is a good example, right?
Yes. It is Benjamin Asare style.
Right.
Why do I want to see the Black Stars concede chances as a coach?
So that Asare will be tested.
Jimmy Anna.
So
Jimmy Anna
that
said that.
Asare will be tested.
Now, if I'm the coach of the Blacks, I map up my team such that
The chance
Avoid that. Avoid.
just say,
Conceding
I
chances.
don't know why some people.
England were celebrating Jordan Pickford's 8 consecutive clean sheets.
Yes.
And I went to post the teams they had played against in those 8 games. Finland, Wales,
Andorra.
Azerbaijan, Andorra, Israel.
So please,
San Marino.
so please,
Osha Portugal became so many clean sheets.
The only thing
I
is
like the
that
point you're making.
people should stop that.
Yeah. Okay.
People should stop that. My only worry, like I've said, on check because of his. He came into the
But for
scene
now-
very late. But for now, dear,
Asset.
You can't really
Oh.
question, yes.
in the Black Stars' first World Cup game, America.
If he's
Asare.
fit.
If he's fit, on the
You start here.
That's right. That's right.
and those complaining about Ati, they should stop it.
Yes.
None of you have the locus to complain more than I who sit here today.
Yeah.
I myself have kept quiet because the boy himself is aware that it got to a stage, he became a bit complacent. He and myself have had several conversations on the matter. So sit up. You needed. I said that. You know what? Right now, I know the boy. If you give him another chance,
He'll do better than
maybe
before.
Asare will not see the post again.
Again, yeah.
Because from his
And that's what's necessary.
Onyibano, he always thrived on competition. But he became overly comfortable. When he looks left, it is Jojo Wolocott. Wolocott to the Onyadi. Wolocott, that's no Onyadi. He wasn't good. So I think felt that. But I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
I said we needed to give him a competition.
Yeah.
The competition. Am I happy that I was calling for a competition to bench him? No.
No.
I was hoping for a competition
that will
make him
that
better.
could bring the best out of
for
him.
his own good. Yeah.
Unfortunately for him, he didn't accept the competition, which is completely contradictory to what I believe he is. Because having worked with him under 10, under 12, under 14, under 17, I know him better. Held his hand, took him to everywhere he's been in football. I know him better. So Benjamin Asare there,
You should leave it there. Guys, we have 10 more minutes.
Quick.
We have 2 subjects left. So I want us to bank one, or whether you guys want us to bank both. You weren't here when I introduced them. The first subject is Jordan Ayew and the performance he's had at this World Cup qualifier. The second topic is whether or not we should take Capito to the World Cup.
Let me
and give
address
it
both.
every 15.
Let me address both
No,
in
no,
1
we
second.
need a proper sit
You
down
said
and have
10
that
minutes.
conversation.
So we should put one under. Okay.
Yeah, let's
then let's put the Capito on.
under.
Yeah, so
under
let's
the-
bank
Yes.
Andre next week. When we finish the whole quarter,
Then we come again.
Like,
Then we
it's
talk
a
about-
very foolish question. You know my biases for Capito. But you know that. What, like, I've never thought of it.
Yes.
But now that you mentioned it, I'm like, I'm salivating.
Do the bank.
Bro, no, the basis is there.
But, you know what we can
Ghana,
do?
we have a history of
No.
always pushing
You know what we
players
can do?
up.
The game against Comoros, no.
Last game.
Yeah, Capito ni Asamoah no Mobobi. Ni emo mfewa.
Yeah.
2 minutes.
That's where the farewell should be.
2 minutes.
But the point is, they are not in the squad now.
Somebody can get into, they can replace a player.
You haven't found 2 answers.
So,
another time.
next week.
Unqualified player. To that point,
Yeah, why are they unqualified? Obi Epra. And I might invite you, Obi. Are you Ghanaian?
two players are going to be injured.
Oh, yes. I've not seen them before. Somebody can get on
They say no African player has ever gone to 9 AFCONs and 4 World Cups. So we have a chance to make history and keep that history with Ghana. We are.
We are Ghana.
Thank you. Because if you take Capito to the World Cup, he makes history. That history stays with Ghana.
Capito.
wait, we'll
Capito,
talk
my
about
guy. This topic there. See,
No,
I don't have friends. I don't have friends.
We will have that conversation. Jordan, look, like I
You didn't
said,
play against team that were testing us.
this is going to be, in my view, his last major tournament.
True.
The World Cup.
Yeah, the World Cup.
true.
And for me, I like him. I love him so much that, when I was saying that he should go and be, I wanted him to take up the mantle just after Asamoah Gyan. If he goeth, he goes to lead
If
the line.
he goeth.
He goes to lead the line. I've gotten my wish and he's vindicated me. So am I surprised about what he's done? No. Rather, he's disappointed me because it is a role that he didn't accept earlier on in his
Accept
I
himself.
think as a country, we didn't help him. And not only as a country, but throughout the clubs. Because it's somewhat versatile. Too many coaches have tried to use it for extra
Yes,
job that is spread out.
He's played as a winger.
I think Jordan down the middle. But after we go there and score the 3 goals, we should have continued from there.
That is it.
Should have
That
continued
is
from
it.
there.
The one he scored Guinea in those fantastic
Yeah.
goals. He should have continued.
we saw glimpses even before
Yes.
the 2014 World Cup against Korea. He scored a hat-trick.
Yes.
He should have
Down the
continued
middle.
from there.
Yeah, straight down the middle.
I am so happy for him. He's led by example. He will captain the team into the World Cup. And I wish and pray God that he has a wonderful World Cup. A World Cup that will get the Black Stars to get to the quarterfinals and
He's
beyond.
speaking about it himself,
And
right?
of course,
Yeah.
if he
But
can
the player you make if God will answer, it means that Otto good collect.
they be on him feel. Or no, dear, me say him permanent. Me never don't find him go World Cup. What do I do say?
So you went here. I asked Coach that question. Let me ask Ayew as well. Do you think this is the greatest performance of any Black Stars player in the World Cup qualifier?
Andre, Jordan, right?
Yeah.
Of course. Reason being that, first of all, I think something propelled this performance from him. Initially, he's someone who shies away from that huge responsibilities. He's always reserved to himself. He wants to.
But that's why that's the thing I've never liked about him.
Yes. But
Because
then when the test came with this captaincy issue, kudos and all those things, I think it got to him and the team wasn't performing well as well. And you see that posture with him,
And Kwesi Appiah.
and you could see that this guy is now feeling the urge to have a responsibility. Yes. And once it came on him, he took it very well. And he showed character. And that is something that a lot of people need to be experiencing. You need to experience the hard things and bring the best out of yourself. And that called out the best performance out of him. And I think he's handled very well. He plays, he's excited. He's enjoying his football. Yeah. He's a captain, all right, but he's enjoying himself.
But you know
football.
what? Just to add to that, we have to acknowledge the role of Thomas Partey. You see, the captain.
He's also handled that situation.
And he's also been brilliant.
Yeah, that is true. There were a lot of things that were Charlie. The atmosphere of the team was
because Jordan. Come on, Jordan needed.
No,
That's what I'm saying. Partey's personality.
So Jordan needed.
He's happy.
So look, before I was told that before Jordan accepted the ban,
he spoke
directly to Partey.
Of course. He's a very good guy.
Take it. I'll play.
And one thing I've noticed is that the players massively respect Jordan.
Now respect
him.
Yeah.
He carries himself well.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
but no, there's no captain in Ghana who has more respect from his teammate than Andre. I swear, Andre, see, you know this. Andre, there's no respect, so it is fear.
Is an Andre apologist.
It's not even fear.
You need somebody who gather everyone else, not through fear. But with that,
Andre will gather you still gather.
You saw that.
I remember one thing at Clayton Hotel in Brentford when the Black Stars were there. And one thing I realized about Jordan was this: he was very affable, open, like
Jordan.
playing with the boys.
He will come to like
Jordan.
You was yesterday.
I was looking last night, 10 o'clock.
When we played,
Jordan.
You remember the game I coached at the Legon?
Yeah, the game you won.
All-Stars game.
You didn't just coach, you coached them one. Say it well.
No.
When he met me,
wasn't strong.
When he met me at the hotel where we were gathered, I was standing there. He walked straight to me.
He knows you.
He said, coach, keep up the game.
And Jordan knows all the journalists. He knows all of us. He knows all of us.
That's what I was coming to at the Clayton Hotel. Around 9,
he knows
almost
everybody.
9 to 10.
They watch.
The hotel lobby, the journalists were sitting there. Because he walked from his room. I don't know what he was coming to do at the lobby. But when he came, he just walked to, guys, how are you guys doing? Then he started a conversation. And they were having a conversation there for over 30 minutes. Yeah. Henry didn't even know what was happening. Henry came down, he thought it was like an official interview. He said, oh no, he's just chatting. He just wants to get that closer with because you need the media at some point.
Oh no, somebody has trained him.
Yes, so he was just trying to.
Somebody's coaching him.
And it was good.
Somebody's coaching him.
Very impressive.
Coach.
Somebody's coaching him.
The more we are talking about him now, the more I'm thinking about the point coach made about Benjamin Asare. That we wish that we had this Jordan.
Yeah, for a longer time.
But let's be grateful for what he's done with the team. Look,
we are very appreciative at his age.
He came to the Black Stars very young.
30, 34.
Yeah. He probably would leave the scene as the top goal scorer of the highest goals. No, the most appeared.
So basically, so his brother has the record. 120. He's made 116.
16. Yeah.
So tomorrow,
you leave as let's be grateful for his service, dedication, and he will
leave as
the most capped Ghanaian footballer.
Wow.
Because on Sunday,
when you look at the kind of caliber of players we've had,
that's a remarkable achievement.
That's how he always respects my age.
He's always showing up. And that's one thing.
Yes.
As for Jordan and my man.
Consistency.
They'll show up. Jordan will take painkillers and play.
My only problem was when the coach who gave him his debut dropped him,
and then his brother went along with him.
His brother went. But I'm very sure they themselves.
I think people learn
something.
They grow out of something.
And I, for one, I don't think Ghanaians even remember. I, for one, will not hold it against.
Because they've done so many good things.
Yes.
Hopefully for Otto, he will do so many good things. We'll forget.
But for me, if I look at,
is there a capacity to break the? Okay, just before you get that, I was going for the goal scoring record. He's still like 18 shy of John's.
No, I'm not sure.
21. He's at 33.
At this rate. At this rate,
because 7 goals didn't qualify. We didn't think that he would get that far.
At this rate,
if he continues,
at this rate,
if you get
think about it. If he gets,
do I want him to break it? Of course.
If you get a good coach for him, he can break it.
At the World Cup,
but the coach that has allowed him to play the best. You say it's the best. You say it's the best. You say it's the best. It's the best performance in history. It was done under this same coach.
This version of Jordan was God sent.
Yeah,
because if you take away, and you see throughout the qualifiers, he's the only one who's been consistent. If you take away his goal contributions,
I think.
Okay, I mean,
Don't say he's the only one who has been consistent.
no, I
Thomas,
said
when-
match
Thomas
winning.
has
Thomas
done
Partey.
really
No,
well.
Thomas has been, but I'm saying that in terms of
quietly, but he's done.
he's been. But I'm saying
very
that
good
in
games.
terms of
No, but no, the reason Thomas has missed some games. This guy has not missed any.
yeah.
Yeah.
But
So I think that's
also
where
in terms
that's
of
where
the
it's
match winning ability,
Yeah.
that is where the impact has been felt because, and you see, he's doing this in the West Black Stars team we've seen since 2000.
in terms of culture and like, okay, I
Performance
get it.
and-
Yeah.
Performance and results.
Coaching
Yeah.
I need not count.
No, it's not just this
Yeah,
coach.
I played under the same.
It's not just this coach. The last before, Chris Hughton, 2021 to
Yeah,
the
he's
same
talking
year.
about like
No.
our-
Coach Renai Asa. He's doing all these things I'm talking about under this
under this coach.
Yeah.
So that bit. So look, that's why I say. That's why,
only credit no farmer
Coach, we need to wrap up.
that's why I say that it was God sent because nobody could have predicted the timing of this rise and this brilliance. And I do hope that we see more of that at the World Cup as well.
All right, thank you, Sicho. Thank you, Ayew. Thank you, Coach. Thank you, Ellie, for coming. Your first time here, brilliant.
Fantastic.
Enjoyed having
Fantastic.
you here. Look, capital in conversation here
We will have it.
next week.
No, now that I messed up to go and prepare.
Yeah.
My stand on it is that
Don't tell us
Yeah,
your
don't
stand.
want to
Don't
hear.
tell
Nobody
us your
wants to
stand. I wish the Black Stars all the best against Comoros. The World Cup. Ghana is there. Congratulations to everybody that worked on it. We're back again after the Comoros game. We look back on that particular game and look ahead to the weekend. This has been another episode of Malengo Podcast by Betway. See you next time.